This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, this parent says his son should be able to play football in the Hazleton Area School District, even though he attends a private school. We speak with the parent and the Hazleton Area School District Athletic Director next. Hello everyone and welcome to FYI. I'm Ken Carr. We appreciate you stopping by. May we offer you some headlines from FYI News 13 and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. Well, one parent says since he pays taxes to the Hazleton Area School District, his son should be able to play football there, even though he's choosing to send him to a private school. The school district says there's more to it than that. We recently sat down with the parent and the school district's athletic director. Orlando Williams lives in West Hazleton. He has a 12-year-old son who's currently a student at MMI Preparatory School in Freeland who enjoyed playing football for the past 2 years in a local youth league. Since MMI, a smaller PIAA single-A school, doesn't offer a football team, Williams says that the head of school, Thomas Hood, gave him a cooperative sponsorship form. Williams filled out the form and sent it to the Hazleton Area School District, hoping that his son could play football there. When Williams didn't hear back, he went to a school board meeting and found out the request was denied.
The PIAA does permit for students who aren't enrolled here to play here, but there's procedures you have to go through. If it's a team sport, you have to apply for what's known as a cooperating sponsorship. Now, although the PIAA allows that to happen, the spirit of the law, if you read the bylaws of the PIAA, it's really designed for schools that are very small and for multiple schools, 1 or 2 schools, maybe even 3 schools that, for instance, can't sponsor a sport like football or track and field where you need lots of numbers. And that's really, it's not designed for smaller schools to just come to larger schools. And with Hazleton, you're talking one of the largest in the state. So the spirit of the law is really saying it's legal to do that if you really want, but you really shouldn't do it. The Hazleton Area School District has had a policy, unwritten policy, but kind of just a feeling here that they've turned down all these cooperating sponsorships because of that.
I'd like to say, I mean, they emphatically denied it. It's an archaic rule, and they need to open the doors and allow for change. You know, I'm not asking them to tear up the school district, you know, because there is no written policy. Okay, there's no written policy. It's the co-op that the PIAA agrees to says for 2 small schools, but the only 2 small schools in the area is MMI and Emmanuel Christian. And we have one person out of all of that wants to play football. Why not allow them to play? There's always an exception to the rule. Okay, and this is an exception.
Williams says he was told that his son may take a spot away from a child in the Hazleton Area School District. He also says he could homeschool his son or send him to a cyber school or the Hazleton Area Academy of Sciences if he wants him to play football in the school district. In Williams' opinion, those are unfair options because in homeschool or cyber school, his son won't get the attention that he needs, and he says his son isn't interested in the Academy of Sciences. As far as looking for other schools to work with, Williams says Wilkes-Barre is too far away, and so is Marion Catholic in Tamaqua. Williams is in the process of seeing if he could take any legal action. Hazleton Area School District Athletic Director Fred Barletta says the school district has to be careful because if they enter into a cooperative sponsorship with one school for one team sport, they'd set the precedent to do it for all neighboring schools for all sports. Students from private and smaller schools do practice with Hazleton Area School District teams in individual sports, but when it comes time to compete, they represent whatever school they attend. Now, we did speak with MMI's head of school, Thomas Hood, who told us that they support all of their parents. Now, Hood adds that MMI has never been in a co-op with any school district to play sports, and he doesn't see that changing. Hood also says the Hazleton Area School District has been good in the past with letting MMI athletes practice with them, but when it comes time for swimming or track and field meets, the athletes competed as MMI students. Well, after you watch FYI at 5 p.m., you may want to chat with the governor. Governor Tom Wolf will conduct a Twitter town hall question and answer session at 5:30 this afternoon.
Hey, Pennsylvania, we're having another Twitter town hall meeting this evening at 5:30 on my first 100 days in office. We've done a lot over the last 100 days, and I know you'll have a lot of questions. So tweet me at Governor Tom Wolf, and I'll get to as many questions as I possibly can. So I'll see you or I'll tweet you this evening at 5:30.
Twitter users and followers are invited to tweet questions to the governor from 5:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. tonight. Well, this Thursday night, you have the chance to get to know the candidates vying for Hazleton Area School Board. This special forum entitled Meet the School Board Candidates Night is being sponsored by the Concerned Citizens of Schuylkill County, a nonpartisan organization that represents taxpayers within the Hazleton Area School District. There are 6 candidates vying for 5 seats on the Hazleton Area School Board. The Meet the School Board Candidates Forum will take place this Thursday at 7 p.m. at the Keystone Fire Company, North Hancock Street in McAdoo. The Hazleton Area School District will host its first ever Gallery Night. Gallery Night is an opportunity for the public to visit the Hazleton Area High School, the Hazleton Area Career Center, and the Hazleton Academy of Sciences. All visitors will have the opportunity to view students' work, which will be displayed throughout the high school buildings for all courses and subjects. Gallery Night will be held Monday, May 4th at the Hazleton Academy of Sciences in Butler Township, and then on Tuesday, May 5th at both the Hazleton Area High School and the Hazleton Area Career Center. Events will take place from 6:30 p.m. until 8 p.m. on both evenings. We know more tonight about the shots that were fired in Cunningham early Monday morning. According to state police, the incident started around 2 a.m. as a result of a verbal exchange between 25-year-old Dominic Michael Lamont of Hazleton and 29-year-old Mickey Brandon Boswell of North Carolina in the parking lot of Cousin Joe's Bar on Main Street in Cunningham. State police say that Lamont pursued Boswell from that location through Cunningham to Banks Avenue in Sugarloaf Township, just off of Main Street. The investigation revealed that Lamont fired multiple rounds from a 9mm handgun towards Boswell while Boswell was operating his vehicle. Multiple rounds struck an occupied residence at 51 Banks Avenue where Mary Catherine Wolf was asleep in her bedroom. Shell casings were recovered from the scene. Lamont faces several charges, including aggravated assault. His preliminary hearing is set for May 11th. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania has about $2.3 billion in unclaimed property in its possession. As a result, State Representative Tara Toohill is sending letters to constituents who are on the list. Because of possible scams, she is asking that constituents who receive a letter to her to call, or her letter from her to call her office to confirm it. The most common types of unclaimed property include dormant bank accounts, stocks and dividends, unclaimed life insurance benefits, and more. You can access the list directly at reptoohill.com or on the Treasury Department's website at patreasury.gov or by calling 1-800-222-2046. There is no fee associated with this service. Coming up on FYI, the calendar at Eckley Miners Village is always filled with fun and fascinating events. Find out what they are planning next. And after that story, please stick around because we'll show you a dramatic finish between the Hazleton Area and Berwick softball teams.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Well, today we're going to give you a little background history on Brandon's Forever Home. I know our area loves history and what the homes are all about. This is a grand home recently purchased by Brandon's Forever Home. We're back here with Lori O'Gurkis, the founder of the organization. So this is really neat. Like, the history of this home is so amazing, and people will really appreciate the value of the home.
Absolutely. When we purchased the house, of course, I knew from being from the area, it was a grand home. It is a grand home. But the history that I didn't realize that went along with it, you know, you walk in and you see it and you're saying, this is just a phenomenal place. And to be honest with you, you have this beautiful feeling when you're in the home as well. But the history is just really outstanding. The property itself was, in the house, was built in 1907 by the Fay family. They operated a store, a merchandise store on Wyoming Street. And they were very big into coffee. Coffee was a big thing that they ran their store out of, and they originally lived above the store. Mm-hmm. And when they became extremely profitable, they also had a warehouse on Juniper Street, and they came and they built this property. So I have actually the blueprints from 1907, and I have the building specifications from an architect in Philadelphia, the actual book that was typed up by the architect specifying how this house was to be constructed for the Fay family. So when you look at it, it is really a monumental piece of history in this community.
Now, we welcome anyone to come visit the home and learn about Brandon's Forever Home. So how can they do that? Because someone has to actually be here from the board for them to come into the home.
Yes, but you know what? Besides the board, we have tremendous people coming who want to volunteer.
Okay.
So you can have come here and volunteer and actually help me in the house. We're open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 to 3, and on the weekends from 9 to noon. And so there's tremendous opportunities. And sometimes in the evenings we are open by appointment, depending upon the need. So it's a grand place. It's a giving place. I have people who are suffering with cancer. I have people who are suffering through sorrows in their life, and they come here and they say, "This house fulfills me. It gives to me." And I get that. I really get that, and it's part of their healing process. And to know that we're not only helping the children within our community, we're helping each other who are also, going through crises within their life.
If you'd like to volunteer, you can also contact Lori, or you can check us out. We are on Facebook, and we'll see you next week right here on Care for Kids.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
I spent 2 minutes of my day watching this entire clip of clouds, looking for one that looked like something. At the 1 minute 35-second mark, you'll see Pac-Man wearing moose antlers. So keep your eyes peeled while I read our forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight will be partly cloudy with a low around 40 degrees. Let's go to the extended forecast. Wednesday looks nice, mostly sunny with a high near 60. How do you like that? Wednesday night, mostly cloudy. We get back down into the lower 40s. Thursday, 50% chance of showers with a high near 59 degrees. Thursday night, 50% chance of showers again, low will be 42. On Friday, we drop down to a 40% chance of showers. We'll have a high of 56 during the day. At night, it will be mostly cloudy with a low of 41. Saturday right now looks partly sunny with a high of 63, and Saturday night will be partly cloudy with a low of 43 degrees. Weather on FYI is brought to you by Boyer Insurance Agency with 2 locations to serve you. One location is in Cunningham on Sugarloaf Avenue and the other is in Nescapec on Broad Street. You can call them in Cunningham at 570-788-3543 and in Nescapec at 570-752-7683.
Well, if you've ever been to the Eckley Miners Village, I'm sure you're very familiar with the big breaker that is there, and an effort is underway to make sure that that wonderful breaker, which was part of a movie set, actually stays at the Eckley Miners Village. Here to talk about it and to update us on all the activities at Eckley is Dr. Bodie Moran, the site administrator. This is good news that you're going to get the community together again to make sure that that breaker stays at the Eckley Miners Village.
Right, Lisa, thanks. Yeah, we are going to be, soon to be, the last breaker left in Northeast Pennsylvania, or the last historic or representational breaker from the historic period left in the region. So it's great to see that people want to see it saved. Even though it's not an actual breaker, it was a movie prop built for the Molly McGuires, but it does represent, the key structure within a patch town, and it's very important to those people who lived and worked in a patch, and their family and their relatives as well.
I think that's pretty synonymous with Eckley. When you go over there, that always catches your eye. That's a wonderful piece to look at when you do go to the village. And you told me because that was from a prop from a movie, that's not eligible for the normal funding that would preserve Eckley.
Right, it's not a historic structure, it's a movie prop. So we can't spend money that's earmarked for historic preservation. I mean, we've got so many great historic buildings there, houses, churches, and some museum buildings as well that are the key focus for our preservation efforts. But from an identity standpoint and from really the view or the landscape of the village, the breaker is still a very important component. I mean, without it, we could be a farming town, we could be any kind of town, but the breaker says this is a patch town in Northeast Pennsylvania.
Okay. If anybody's interested in getting involved, they can help out and volunteer at Eckley?
Absolutely. They can call me or send an email to me at the museum, visit our website or Facebook page.
Alrighty. And I know when the weather was colder, which we hope that isn't around any longer, there were some problems with some frozen pipes, so how's that going?
Well, we've got water service back to every building on site. However, we still have a few frozen mains going off to non-needed buildings. So we're almost there. We're just waiting for that last little bit to thaw out. But we're back, we're fully operating. We're running our tour schedule. In fact, just last week we had our first group tours of the season.
Good to hear. And then also you have a major event. I know it's June, but the way the weather and the time has been flying by, it'll be here any day now. But Patchtown Days is just around the corner.
Yep, Patchtown Days is coming up on June 27th and 28th. This is our long-running celebration of Patchtown life and miners' families.
Alrighty. Sounds good. Well, there's a lot of things happening at Eckley. And again, you're always looking for people to be involved with the events that are happening, or what ways can they volunteer and help?
Well, we have lots of opportunities for volunteers. We're always in need of tour guides because we have so many people coming in from out of town and they want to learn about Patchtown life and learn about the buildings and the way things operate at Eckley. We could always use help at our programs and events and interacting with the public, serving as docents in the historic buildings. And we also have historic research that people can do. So if they're interested in learning more about the history of the region, they can come out and do work on research projects for exhibits and things like that.
All right, very good. A lot of information about Eckley, and if you'd like to get involved, please give them a call or go to their website or email, and you can be part of the Eckley Miners Village.
Thank you, Lisa. It's always interesting when Eckley's involved. Before we go to break, here's your midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers on the green screen. Pick 2, double sevens. Pick 3, 909. I got excited. I thought it was 309. Pick 4, 7048. Pick 5, 23436. We have Hazleton area softball highlights after this break.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
This fact shouldn't have surprised me, but it did. The Hazleton area softball team has had one practice on their field this season. They've had one practice outside all year with 2 weeks left in the season. Yesterday was not a drill as they went outside to take on Berwick, who is just ahead of them in the Division I of the Wyoming Valley Conference. The Lady Dogs came in with a record of 6-1 in the league, and the Big HA was 6-2. The Lady Cougars walked off with a big 4-3 victory. Let's break it down. On another overcast day in NEPA, the Lady Cougars defense continued to shine. With a runner on third, center fielder Lexi Wolk used her speed to get her team out of the second inning. In the top of the third, Berwick was threatening again with a runner on second and only one out. Into Maria Trivalpiece and her amazing diving catch act, followed by pitcher Sidleen Podluzny's incredible disappearing rally trick. The Lady Cougars offense built a 2-run lead going into the sixth inning thanks to an RBI from Hope Kinney and a triple by Michaela Brody, who scored when the ball got away from the catcher. Here come the metaphorical clouds in the top of the sixth as the Lady Cougars' shining defense dimmed a bit.
Defense all year, we've been actually really strong. Today, like I said, very uncharacteristic. And of course, when it goes down, it goes down. So, 3 not so great plays in the same inning gives them 3 runs in the same inning. Spread those out, maybe it's not as many runs, but usually defense is our strong thing, yeah.
The real clouds stuck around, but Megan Trivalpiece bashed the metaphorical ones away in the bottom of the sixth with this triple. Kinney drove in her second run of the game to tie things up. A 1-2-3 top of the seventh set the stage for a metaphorical rainbow and pot of gold for the Lady Cougars, who, according to Maria Trivalpiece, have been the victims of some hard luck lately. Maria led off the bottom of the seventh inning with this double after an 0-for-2 start to the day.
I know the pitcher for a really long time. We actually played travel ball together. She's a very good pitcher. I know she likes to throw a lot high, and that's probably one of my favorite pitches to hit, so she went a little too high, and I got a hold of it, and luckily I did.
Mackenzie Uri bunted her way on base, and Wolk walked to load the bases for Maria's sister Megan.
Megan's going into the box there. What do you think? You're standing at third. I mean, what are you thinking about?
I'm saying my prayers. I was like, come on, Megan, bring me home.
Is the first time you two have combined for a walk-off here, or?
Probably the first time, and we've been playing together since we were in diapers, but now it's great to finally do something with your sister and get the win.
Megan Trivalpiece finished the game 3 for 4 with a triple, a double, and a game-winning single.
I did okay, but my team got the win. That's all I'm happy for. Sleem pitched a great game. Hope catch a huge hit from Brody. Everybody, just a big team effort. It was great. It was really good, especially with Abby Sachs you're missing in that 4-hole. We decided to put Megan in there, and she definitely stepped up today and filled Abby's big shoes. So she did a great job.
It seems things are starting to go the Lady Cougars' way as they hope to ride off into the metaphorical sunset with a league championship. What an exciting game. Tamaqua, they were in a good one as well. Let's check it out on our FYI standard speaker scoreboard. The Lady Raiders, they were down by a run in the 5th when Shayna Dietrich hit a double with the bases loaded to put Tamaqua ahead for good. Marion, they get another victory to move to 5-3 in Schuylkill League Division 3 play. North Schuylkill and Monoy area, they also got wins in Schuylkill League softball. MMI lost to Nanakoke in baseball in the Wyoming Valley Conference. Dave Seaman covered that game, and he has the entire story in today's Standard Speaker and at standardspeaker.com. Hazelton area put up 15 runs against Pittston area in baseball. Marion Catholic also flexed their muscles against Weatherly. Shenandoah Valley, they beat rival Monoy area, and Tamaqua topped Lee Heighton in baseball. Hazelton area picked up a win in volleyball. Shane Jordan had 9 kills for the Big HA. MMI got another boys tennis victory, this time over Wyoming Seminary. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, they dropped to 5-14 this year with a loss to Durham. Russ Kanzler, who won the International League MVP with Durham, went 1-for-4 for the Iron Pigs with 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. And Scranton Wilkes-Barre, the Rail Riders, they lose to the Gwinnett Braves. Hey everyone, thanks for watching sports. Next up, we have the social report, and then I'll wrap things up. Happy Wing Night. It's Wing Night at Bottlenecks. Get $2 off your order of wings or all-you-can-eat wings and boneless wings for only $14.95. Bottlenecks wings are voted best wings in the area year after year.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, the Help Stop the Silence Walk to Prevent Suicide will be held Sunday, May 3rd at 1 p.m. The event is rain or shine and will get started at the Hazelton Area High School gym. This is a free family event, and all proceeds collected will benefit the Suicide Prevention and Support Group, a program of Catholic Social Services. For more info, check out facebook.com/Help Stop the Silence. Our next announcement, Icon Adoption and Foster Care will be holding a Spring Fling Matching event Wednesday, May 6th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Be held in Catholic Social Services Family Center, and you can meet children, their caseworkers, and visit the agency's display tables. For more information about this event, call 570-455-1521. And finally, Friends Cruising for Causes Car Cruise will be held Sunday, May 17th from noon to 3 p.m. Cruise into Buckman Auto Service on Church Street and celebrate National Foster Care Month with Catholic Social Services. Workers will be available to answer questions on foster care and adoption. Food, refreshments, and tricky trays are available. Call 570-956-6377. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Thomas S. Gerhardt of Weatherly. Funeral this Thursday at 11 a.m. from the Philip J. Jeffries Funeral Home. Friends may call Thursday from 9:30 to 11 a.m. Mary R. Anama of Hazelton. Arrangements will be announced by the Boyle Funeral Home. And Joseph W. Cripp, Sr. of McAdoo. Funeral this Thursday at 9:30 a.m. from the Damiano Funeral Home. Friends may call Wednesday from 6 to 9 p.m. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Ryan TC of Hazelton. Ryan, if you're watching, give us a call right now, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
Well, I can't sit here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'd go crazy, you'd go crazy. So if you're looking for breaking news, go to standardspeaker.com or facebook.com/FYI News 13. We'll be back on Wednesday. Take it easy, everyone.